Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and here in this video I'm gonna pretty much explain to you guys how I did what I did and how now I'm teaching other people how to do the same. Okay, if you don't know me, my name is Matt Kavlin, and well, I like to go straight to the point. So here's what I did. A while back, roughly 6 years ago, I was pretty much hustling like everybody else. So I've had regular jobs. I've had horrible jobs, like working at a farm to make $50 a week. Like I had some very, very bad type of jobs, but I had to do it at the time because that's all I had, right? Now, the moment that kind of changed things for me when I was like learning a little bit more about making money online. I was playing around with like info products here and there. But then with that money that I was making and also making money from working regular jobs, I was saving money, and then I started buying vehicles to rent. Yeah, and that was like 6 years ago. And I was renting those vehicles to gig workers. So people doing DoorDash, people doing Uber. I was renting those vehicles to those people, right? And here's the thing. For me, it was amazing because I was renting for $200 a week, and I would pay for the car at the time. I was actually paying high. I was paying like 8, 12 for a couple of them, $1,000 per car. So it was high. It wasn't cheap. But I would buy one, rent, wait a little bit, buy another one, and I was going that way. And it grew to a point where I had 35 cars. I had 35 cars. And I can tell you guys a little bit more about my logistics, how I did to manage all those 35 vehicles, the GPS that I use, like all the details, right? Talking to the customers through which channel. There's so many things to talk about it, but just to not go into specifics so much in this video here, I did that like 6 years ago. Now, when I was 1 year into it, right? I already had a bunch of cars. It was Christmas, and I had a week where literally four cars broke down on the like Christmas week. And for me, it was just horrible because guess what? When 4 cars break down, it means you gotta have money to fix them all. You gotta have replaceable vehicles, like sub vehicles, for your customer, because I mean, most of my customers, they were gig workers. They couldn't like stand a day without working, right? They need to work to make money. So I had a problem. I had to get 4 cars for my customers and money to fix the other 4 cars that had just broken down. Plus the situational problem, which was I was living in Orange County. And then the cars, they all, actually one broke down in Orange County, the other 3 broke down in LA. And I had to go to LA, tow the vehicle comes and goes to the mechanic shop. It was around Christmas, my mechanic wasn't working, so I had to leave the car there for a couple of days. So like just the entire mess. And the good luck for me, I did have the reserve money. So, and I did have the sub vehicles. So I got my clients to use other vehicles. So I know the things kept rolling, kept going. But the bad thing though that I realized at that moment was I have a ceiling. I have a fucking ceiling. And that's why I got like super mad, and that was actually good. So if you think about it, right? When you talk about like, oh yeah, when you're in a bad moment, that's when the good thing comes, or when the pressure's on, that's when things actually happen. And that is fucking true, but it's like out of necessity, right? So at that moment, that's when I realized, well, I have a fucking ceiling in here. Because yeah, it's very nice. At the moment, I think I was making $6,000 a week, $6,000 and something dollars a week that I was getting paid per car, right? $200 a week per car. Putting all the cars that I had at the time together, roughly $6,000 per week. And yeah, it was nice. Literally, you don't really have much what to do unless the car breaks down or something happens, right? But then that moment, I realized the only way for me to make more money in this would be buying more cars and saving more money. Like the rental aspect of it, it's not something like, oh, I gotta make an extra 10 grand next week, let's go. No, it doesn't happen that way. I had to wait for all the payments to be made, no one late, nothing new, no new problem to happen, right? Because if a new car, like another car breaks down or something or needs maintenance, then fuck. Then, I mean, it's more money that I'm spending, right? So I had to wait for like a couple of weeks to get paid, make sure nothing goes wrong, and then I would have some money and blah, 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 blah. And that's the moment I was like, no, I gotta do something different. And that's when I realized, why don't I sell fucking cars? I'm fucking awesome at selling anything. Like, why don't I sell cars? My family comes from dealership family in Brazil. Like, my dad had a dealership in Brazil. He sold cars his whole life. So, like, why the fuck don't I do that in here? And that's when it got to my mind and I decided, okay, let me do it. And the thing is, I figured it out entirely by myself. It was a hustle, I tell you. Like, if literally, I'm not playing, if there was someone out there, literally, one guy showing me, hey, look, you're trying to start a dealership? I did it. Like, I did it. Look, you can see here. I did it. I made the money that way. I did this. I did the connections with the bank. I did all the licensing. I did everything. Like, I can teach you when I learn. Fuck, if I had that guy, I would have done it and I would have paid big bucks. Why I'm telling you that? Because I lost a lot of money in the beginning. To be honest with you, I had to burn. When I say burn, it's because I was selling it just to put into the dealership project. Roughly like four to six cars that I had as a rental that was giving me money every week. I had to literally like kind of burn it to get cash because I didn't know what to do exactly when I started my dealership. So I started making money on my first, started losing money on my first deals. My first couple of deals, I lost money because I didn't know how to buy the car. I didn't know how to properly inspect and make sure that the car that I'm buying doesn't come with a huge headache and like so many other things, financing deals like that. There's so many things that I had to learn on my own by messing up, by losing money. You guys have no idea. But then guess what? It comes to a point where you learn. And then once you learn, at least for me, it works that way. Once you learn, the next thing that you think of is, okay, I know how to do this. Okay, now how can I make it more efficiently? How can I run this process more efficiently and better? And how can I make more money spending less and making more money working less? That's what I think. I don't know if you think that, but that's what I think, right? How can I get more doing less? And that's how I started like perfecting the process. So all the other things that I was doing, I was getting better at and finding ways to make it like my operation run smoother, if you can say that. So bottom line is, started from zero, literally hustling, doing regular jobs, from that, doing DoorDash, all the shit that you can think of. I did moving for like a year, moving company. If you did moving, you know what it is. From helper to foreman driver to like, yeah, if you know. And it wasn't a handout. No one came here and gave me shit. So like I did all of that. And I'm telling you my story because I feel like it's important for you to know that if I did, you can do it. If I did, you can do it, right? And those twists, those moments, they happen. Like for me, it was horrible. Like when the cars broke down, like I was literally like with zero money because I had to use to fix the cars. I was like Christmas and New Year's, like with no money in my pockets, like, oh fuck. And then I had to make a plan to adjust and invest in a new thing that I didn't know anything about it. And the worst part, without a mentor, without anyone telling me how it works. And don't you think that I didn't try? Because in the dealership world, it's like such an old industry and people are like so prideful. Like I would try and talk to like OGs from other dealerships and they would laugh me out like, hey, no, what are you doing? Shut up. Like, like making fun of me instead of like, hey, come here. Yeah, let me teach you. Or if they weren't making fun of me, they would think like, oh yeah, competition. And like, I'm not gonna help this guy. So yeah, basically no one wanted to help. No one, zero. And then I had to learn by myself. Like, do you know how I figure shit out? Calling people. Like, literally, I had to call. I would call DMV. The DMV lady didn't know what to tell me. I would call a different department at DMV. That one, she didn't know how to tell me, but she knew someone that probably would know. Then I would call that person, and that person wasn't available. Then someone else, and Google, and here, and there, and call the bank, and this, and like, it was crazy, guys. Like, you have no idea. No idea. And not only that, I feel like one thing that helped me to go through and navigate this without knowing anything, and of course, messing up a lot, losing a lot of money, but learning and making it happen, it's because I know how to sell. So if I know how to sell, I know how to negotiate and I know how to sell myself. That's the most important thing. So when I was starting out, like I was brand new, no experience, no nothing, right? With dealerships, just with rental, but I kind of knew how to sell myself. So that helped me as well to get good deals with the banks in the beginning, even though I had no prior experience or anything. So like there's a thing or two that other skills that you have can help you in this situation. And that's what happened to me. Now, that's what happened. So I started from zero and then created a dealership, huge dealership, over 120 cars, over 20 employees, 2 mechanic shops, and became a huge business. And I'm just trying to tell you this because everything on my channel here, I'm going to focus on literally talking about the dealership world, how you can make money selling cars. If you want to have a location, go have a location. If you want to sell it online like I used to do, and how I am actually going back to, because I'm going to continue to do the same thing that I did in the beginning, but I'm going to do it with luxury cars only right now. So either way is fine. Either way is good. Okay. Either way is good. It's pretty much like what you prefer. I'm not going to say that one is better than the other. But for both ways, guys, I'm going to be talking to you about something I did. Not something I think of, not something I saw in a movie. No, something I did. And there are a lot of positives. But there are a lot of fucking negatives. Like a whole lot of fucking negatives that I learned. Problems like being sued, like a lot of shit that I learned the hard way. But guess what? I went through it, I learned it, so you don't have to. And I wish I had someone like that in the past when I was starting out. So basically that was it. Like that's how I started. So just to remind you, like I was making money in regular jobs, saving, buy one car, buy another car, start renting this and that, I started making money now. And then I was saving. That's another thing. I would never go out to parties or anything, or like go out to have a meal. No, like literally saving for the cars. And then I started renting. The rental business is very awesome, but then it gets to a point where it's like 3 kids, you know, and it wasn't enough for me. I wanted to grow. I wanted to do more things. So the other way for me that I saw that was way faster to make cash, like, oh, I need to make it 10 grand. Let's do it. And I can do it in like a week or 2 selling cars. Right. And then I went into that industry. So all of that, guys, to show you that it can be done. So if you right now, if what you're doing right now, you're not happy with the work that you have right now, or if you like cars and you've ever like thought about, well, why don't I make money selling cars? Right. This is the channel for you. This is it. This is the channel for you. There's no guru. There's no BS. There's someone this is someone that's actually done it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think if I wouldn't go into rentals again, I personally wouldn't. But if I were to go into rentals, I would do the opposite way. I would start the dealership first, and then I would go into rentals. Because as I told you guys in the beginning, I was paying like $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 per car, per Prius to use that vehicle for a rental. Whereas now, like if I'm licensed first, if I'm a dealer first, I know that I can buy those cars for, I don't know, like 4,000, like 5,000 for a very good car. So you see, like I could have doubled the amount of cars that I had if I was actually purchasing them as a dealer. So that's another thing to have in mind. But yeah, that's a little bit of my story. If you have any questions or anything, leave in the comments. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? And I'm going to be posting more content here. If you have any questions for me, leave it in the comment section. Thank you, guys.